It is my pleasure at this point to introduce you to the chairman of the Medford School Committee and the mayor of the city of Medford, the Honorable Stephanie Muccini-Burke.
How does one follow that? I don't know. This is going to be difficult. But will you allow me a second just to go off script, because I really want to congratulate all of you and just tell you how proud I am to be here speaking to each one of you. And I hope that all of you could stand up and give each other a round of applause for accomplishing so much tonight. Your class has demonstrated such broad knowledge base and have captured the essence of the Mustang Way. From your CCR projects generating so much community support, the Kind Award for the Welcoming Project, organizing Diversity Day, the Little Free Library, the Plastic Bag Ordinance, the Enslaved Project that will be dedicated this Saturday, and so many more. From your service learning projects in Mr. Towers' class. Yeah. The Veterans Documentary, Hope for the Homeless, Bring Baltimore Backpacks, and so many more. From Armin Ingersoll being named the Massachusetts All-State Orchestra, way to go! From victories at the Ethics Bowl, awards at Skills in DECA, multiple seals of biliteracy, you are all so amazing. I'm so proud of you. From the fall of 2015, learning to navigate the halls of Medford High School, to the spring of 2019, demonstrating your next steps as you walk across the stage. You did it! Parents, guardians, loved ones, you have been role models and influencers in each and every student's life. You should be very proud of the people they've become, and I shout out my applause to you, dear friends and loved ones. Tonight, I ask you to follow in the words of a friend, Congressman John Lewis. Be bold, brave, and courageous, and find a way to get in the way. Find that way. Carry his words with you, and when you are needed to stand up, you stand up. When you're required to speak up, you speak up. And when others need your help, lift them up. Go do it, get in the way. And as the CCSR tagline goes, change the world one student at a time. We are all students. We are forever students, forever learning. And wherever your adventures take you or your dreams take you, Medford will always welcome you home. Now go do it in the Mustang Way, graduates. Congratulations.
It is a great honor for me to introduce, at this time, the leader of the Medford Public School Systems, the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Maurice Edward Vincent.
Good evening, Mustangs! Good evening, Mustangs! Good evening to everyone here, Mayor Burke, Headmaster DeLeva, Principal Fallon, school committee members, our honored commencement speaker, Mr. Dave McGilvery, It is a great pleasure for me to be here tonight, my first graduating class. You are like my firstborn students. What a great milestone this is, your high school graduation. You have already accomplished so much prior to my arrival, but since that time, you have joined with me to help me to continue to say that we are one district, one Medford, united we stand, and divided we will fall. As we gather together tonight, we do so as Mustangs. For those in the audience, let it be known you have entered Mustang country. But what are the traits of a Mustang? Like so many of us, Mustangs are immigrants. They came over from Spain. They are known for having fantastic speed and stamina. Mustangs are sure-footed, have good endurance, and are often diverse in color. And I learned, while they travel in herds and always stick together, those herds are led by a female. Do we see any parallels here? As a class, you are diverse and inclusive, and you have had to have the stamina and endurance to attain the goal of your high school diploma. And you are led by a female, me. So please repeat after me. When I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! With my office being located at Medford High School, it provided me with the opportunity to meet many of you. And you have always made me feel so welcomed. I think the first students I met were those in the Mustang band, in the band. They were practicing in the high school parking lot over the summer to prepare for the season. It was a pleasure to later watch them welcome teachers on the first day of school, compete in the fall, and see how all of that preparation has paid off because they've even playing for us this evening. So thank you so much, band. So when I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! In addition, I love supporting our football team. Right on the field at Cornell Stadium, and in the freezing cold on Thanksgiving Day in Malden. I was honored to have assisted also at the pinning ceremony for the certified nursing assistants on the vocational side of the house, as well as cut the ribbon at the Bistro 489. I had the pleasure of participating and attending many CCSR wonderful events, including the Veterans Walk, the annual project fair, and this past Saturday's Diversity Day. When I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! Together, we were able to cut the ribbon on our new NCAA regulations gymnasium floor, thanks to Lesley University, and come together for the Day of the Dead and Haitian Flag Day celebration. In addition, I was honored to help present leadership and scholarship awards to so many of our outstanding students and to celebrate with you at the prom and senior breakfast. When I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! To me, the class of 2019 is built on energy, drive, and commitment. This high school is the flagship of our district. It is where the Mustang Way was developed. It has become the mantra for our entire school community, for it teaches respect, responsibility, citizenship, excellence, and most importantly, kindness. You should always carry this with you because it has helped to make our community a better place in which to live and work. Medford Public Schools has provided you with a solid foundation for college, the workforce, or military service. Whatever your goals are, be determined, enthusiastic, and devoted to making the goals a reality. I have learned that once you have found your passion and built a team of support around you, you can achieve anything. Think about it, for that is how you accomplish the goal of graduating. You did this surrounded by your team, your parents, grandparents, teachers, coaches, counselors, and classmates. They were there to guide you, and together you achieved. So let us take this time to applaud your parents and family members who stood by you and believed in you these past 4 years. They are cheering you on today and are bursting with pride for all you have accomplished. Always remember to be proud. You are a Mustang, and that you have the blue and white of Mustang pride flowing through your veins. Be proud. You hail from a city that flourishes with diversity, with over 65 different countries represented in our school system. Our diversity and inclusiveness is our strength. When I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! The writer, Joshua Marine, once said, challenges are what makes life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. So yes, know that life will present you with challenges, but never let it deter you from your dreams. Mustangs always set their standards high, so work hard and you will find success. In my yearbook, my quote was, "The future is ours to succeed." This is true for you, for all of you as well. Medford Public Schools has provided you with a unique foundation to achieve and accomplish great things. May the future bring you much success in your chosen field. Thank you all so very much. Congratulations to the class of 2019. And when I say Mustang, you say pride. Mustang! Mustang! Thank you.
It is another great honor for me to introduce our special guest speaker tonight. This person is a U.S.-based road race director, philanthropist, author, and athlete. He was the valedictorian of Medford High School in 1972 and the valedictorian at Merrimack College in 1976, when Mr. DeLeva was born. In 1978, he ran across the U.S. to benefit the Jemmy Fund and Dana Cancer Institute. He's currently the race director of the Boston Athletic Association for the Boston Marathon. And his team, DMSE Sports Incorporated, has organized more than 1,000 mass participatory endurance events since he founded the organization in 1981. Please give a Mustang welcome to Mr. Dave McGilvery.
Thank you very much. First of all, can you see me? Oh, we got a stool. I'm more than a talking head here. So, Mayor Burke, Superintendent Edward, Vincent, Headmaster Develop, Principal, Fallon, Medford School Committee, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, parents, family members, friends, and of course, graduates. I need to tell you this, that you can't imagine how truly honored, really, I am to be here today with all of you. This means a lot to me, so thank you for the opportunity. So believe it or not, today is what they call Global Running Day around the world. So how about if I just bag this speech and we all go for a little jog around Medford? We got a track right here. I'm just kidding, sort of. So 47 years ago, I graduated from Medford High School and gave the valedictory address. I recall talking about how the previous 4 years prepared us graduates for what I thought would lie ahead for all of us as we were about to leave the safe confines of a high school environment and enter college. For me, I knew I had prepared well, and I was on my way. I just wasn't really sure where I was going and what I wanted to do. It is said that a good traveler has no fixed plans because he is not intent on ever arriving. I still don't think I have ever fully arrived, but I'm actually relieved about that. I just want to keep going and going and going. So anybody here remember the Olympic skater a few years back from Stoneham who got whacked in the knee by another skater while preparing for the Olympic trials? Do you recall what the 2 words were that she cried out in agony? Why me? Yeah, well, when I was asked to speak to all of you today, I said the same thing. Why me? I'm not a politician or an actor. I haven't invented anything yet. I don't recall ever having saved anyone's life. I'm not the president of the country or running for president. I haven't thrown any touchdown passes in Gillette Stadium or hit any baseballs over the Green Monster. I never even won the Boston Marathon. In fact, I finished last every year because I stopped after everyone else. And I don't have $40 million to cover your college student loans either. You see, I'm just Dave. I'm just Dave. So unlike probably all the other commencement speakers these past few weeks, I'm not going to lecture you. And I'm not going to talk to you about the economy or the job market or about college. And I'm not going to talk to you about all the negative stuff, which may seem to be all around us these days. I'm just going to talk to you about all the good things, because there are a lot of good things awaiting you. I just want to talk to you about you. I wonder how many graduates here honestly do not even know what they want to do or where they want to go in life now that you're graduating from high school. Well, what a coincidence, because neither did I. A good buddy of mine, Forrest Gump, once said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The guy was right, because none of us really know what the future will bear. But that's the beauty about it. That's the adventure that waits all of you. So just what did I take away from my 4 years at Medford High School that prepared me for college in the next 40 years of my life? Well, it was my high school experience that gave me a chance. That's it. Not everyone gets one of those in life. And really, that's all I ever wanted, a chance. Once I got it, I didn't want to blow it. I never missed a day of school in 4 years, and I never missed a class. I wanted to get the most out of my education, as I knew I'd probably never be back. I loved it here in Medford. I always felt that perhaps you can take me out of Medford, but you can't take the Medford out of me. Medford gave me a chance. I opened up my store here in Medford, and then eventually my sports management business. It all started right here. It was what I learned from my overall experience of just being in high school that was a defining moment in my life. Defining moments. They happen all the time to all of us. You just have to recognize them when they happen, and you need to take advantage of them. When I left school, I soon realized that there was really no end to my education. It is not that you read a book, pass an exam, and you're finished with education. The whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you die, is a process of learning. I am one of the very few people on this planet who thinks sleep is overrated. I so want to get the most out of every day. All of us here today, have something in common. You know what it is? We woke up this morning. Not everyone else did. And you didn't have a lot to do with that. Every day is a gift. But what happens to you the rest of the day is in fact in your control. Since I left school, I learned a real lot about being me. My goals in life have always been to stay young and to stay fit. Not just physically fit, but mentally, emotionally, morally, intellectually, ethically, and spiritually fit. I learned about credibility and about integrity. and about honesty. I learned about paying it forward. I learned that when you give, you actually receive even more in return. It's like a trick. I learned about warding off self-pity, and that when you appreciate what you have, you actually get more out of it. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's very powerful. I learned that life is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, you knew that was coming. You are at the starting line of your marathon. You have qualified for that spot on the line. Pace yourself. Be patient. You've got a long way to go, and you'll probably encounter a few hills, bends, and turns along the way. So if I'm not going to lecture you, what do I have to share with all of you? What I do have are a few lessons learned, which I think all of you in this track area will be able to identify with. When I was a young boy, growing up here in Medford, I wanted to be one thing and one thing only. People said to me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I just wanted to be an athlete. An athlete, that's it. Second base, Boston Red Sox. Unfortunately though, I kept getting cut from all the teams I tried out for, and I was always the last pick. In fact, I wrote a book called The Last Pick. I was vertically challenged, so no one picked me. That was devastating. I learned about rejection, so I started running. Why? Because nobody can catch you from running. You just run. Go. Bye-bye. Only recently, I finally realized that I truly wanted to be in life. I saw a billboard in Boston which had one word on it, accomplisher. I discovered just then that that's exactly what I want to be, an accomplisher. Isn't that what we all want to be and what we all want to do? Accomplish something. Anything. Again, pretty simple. Not that I mean nothing to make you feel better than that. Just do something meaningful. Anything. You know who the most important person sitting in this building is? It's you. As such, we all have a responsibility and an obligation to take care of ourselves. Believe it or not, that is a very unselfish thing to do. By doing that, you relieve others of the responsibility of someday having to have to take care of you, and you put yourself in a position to take care of others who are in need. You not only owe it to yourself to watch out for yourself, you owe it to the rest of us. So setting realistic goals, having the guts to commit to them, doing the work to earn the right to go after them, and succeeding at them makes you an accomplisher. There is no greater reward in life than the self-satisfaction knowing that you indeed accomplished what you committed to and what you set out to do. I recently wrote a children's book called Dream Big, because when I was little, but I always had big dreams, and I still do. Now I want to share just a few very brief personal experiences and leave you with a few simple lessons I learned from them. Lesson 1, earning the right to do something. I attempted my first Boston Marathon as a Medford High School senior 47 years ago. My coach back then wanted to wring my neck when he heard about it. I called my grandfather and told him what I was going to do. He said he'd meet me there at the 24-mile mark near where he lived. I dropped out at 18 miles and I was taken to the Newton Wellesley Hospital in an ambulance. I apologized to my grandfather for quitting. He said if he trained and earned the right to do it, he'd be there waiting for me again next year. 2 months later, he died. I did train the next year, but got sick the day before the race. I ended up dropping out again at 21 and a half miles, but realized it was right in front of the Evergreen Cemetery where they buried my grandfather. He said he would be there for me, and he was, spiritually. I finished the race that year and have for the last 47 years in a row due to the lesson my grandfather taught me about earning the right to do something. I continue to set goals, but not reckless ones anymore. In the entire process, I have learned that those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. And I've learned that the worst injustice you could ever do to yourself is to underestimate your own ability. Lesson 2. This is an important one. Accomplishing something doesn't mean everyone's happy for you. 2 years after I graduated from college, I ran across the United States for the Jimmy Fund. While running through the state of Iowa one day, kids in a pickup truck started coming at me and tried to run me over. They turned around and did it 3 more times. I wondered, why are they doing this to me? Because I was just trying to do something good. I was just trying to help little kids. I concluded it was because they were perhaps envious and upset that somebody was trying to accomplish something positive. I just carried on and kept running, realizing just then that sometimes the toughest part about achieving something and succeeding is realizing that maybe not everyone is going to be happy for you. But you must remain positive and remain driven. Lead the negative people to the cold frustration and complaint. They inhabit a lonely world best left to themselves. Lesson 3, being prepared. I've always thought my greatest asset was that I was always organized and prepared. Winning is the science of being totally prepared. After the birth of my first child, the nurse comes into the room, handed off my newborn son to me, and then turned and started walking out the door. I yelled at her, hey, where are you going? She yelled back, what do you mean, where am I going? He's yours now. I said, well, I know he's mine, but what do I do with him? Where's the instructions? Where's the owner's manual? She turned and said, there's no manual. You're on your own now, and proceeded to walk out the door. Well, similarly, you are all about to be handed your diploma, and luckily not a new one. And you too are now on your own. And I trust you are much more prepared than I was with my firstborn. Remember, if you are not prepared for everything, you are not prepared for anything. Lesson 4, my game, so it's my rules. My mantra has always been, it's my game, so it's my rules. I've learned to do what I want, not what others may want me to do. Our time is limited here, so don't waste it living someone else's life. We only get one shot at this, folks. As a goal, since age 12, I've always run my age on my birthday. Don't ask why. I turned 65 in a few months, and I'm kicking myself for starting this silly tradition 53 years ago. Many ask me, well, what are you going to do when you turn 90? Well, I don't know, but since it's my game, it's my rules, and I can always change the rules. A few years ago, I received a call in my Boston Marathon office from a young girl. Her name was Katie. She asked if she could meet with me. I said, sure. She was in a wheelchair when she was only 36 inches tall. She asked if she could run the marathon. I asked her to ask me a difficult question and said, yes, she could. She said her marathon was 26.2 feet. She did it in about 7 minutes in her walker. It was the most emotional moment in the sports that I've ever witnessed. 6 months later, Katie died. But her game, her rules. Like Katie, it's your game, it's your rules. So don't be afraid to change the rules. Be realistic about your expectations and build for success, not failure. You can do just about anything you want to do in life if you're willing to accept the sacrifices involved. And lastly, lesson 5. No one should truly have to work a day in their life. I finished my 1978 3,400-mile run across America right here at City Hall in Medford. Then ran to Fenway Park and finished in front of 32,000 people. The next day, my boss said I had to come back to work right away. I told him I needed a few days to recover, and I'd be back. 2 days later, he fired me. Best thing that ever happened to me. I then turned the hobby into a vocation and started my own business. I had a vision and I followed it, as I've always felt that the genius is seeing it in the seed. I decided to take a path not taken by many others and chose to serve in a unique way, and you can too. It all comes down to doing what you love and trying to make a difference. Running was a big part of my life, so I expanded on that to see how far a human being could really go. All the while helping to raise millions of dollars for those who are less fortunate. When asked now what I do for work, my typical response is, I don't work. I love what I do. I used to embarrassingly mumble, race director. People then ask me, so what the heck does a race director do? Chalk mark in the road and yell go? Now when people say, what do I do for a living? I say, I help raise the level of self-esteem and self-confidence of tens of thousands of people in America. I'm in the helping people business. Every day's a gift, and it's a good day for me, and it should be for everyone else, especially all of you. Find something you love to do, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. If you hate your job, don't worry, because you probably won't have it that long. There is no reason to not follow your heart. Just try. Don't settle for less. Find what you love. I am convinced that the greatest single factor in your success will be passion. Passion has driven me towards all the best decisions in my life. All that it takes is courage, guts, and perseverance. And lastly, but most importantly, I've learned that there's no such thing as an individual award or achievement. Yes, you're going to get the diploma, but it's not just yours. All the people sitting behind you, they're part of that diploma too. Success can be considered an illusion, as we owe everything to our parents, our teachers, our coaches, and all those who put us on the road less traveled. They all deserve a piece of your diploma. And don't neglect the most important things in your life, which is your family and your friends, and especially those in need. And finally, only a few years ago, I had a health scare and discovered I had severe coronary artery disease, me. I thought I was invincible. I've run over 150,000 miles across the entire country, and last year I ran at 63, 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 continents, and I have heart disease. I spent my entire life trying to be fit, but not necessarily trying to be healthy. I thought one meant the other. A few months ago, I had open heart triple bypass surgery. I asked the heart surgeon if I could still run the marathon a few months after surgery. He didn't say yes, and he didn't say no. He said he'd be disappointed if I didn't. That is all I needed to hear, and I did my 47th Boston Marathon 7 weeks ago. I got a second chance. Many others don't. So the lesson here, folks, is you have to take care of yourself, now and every day. For me, I'm never looking back, and I'm never going to slow down. Time waits for no one. I'm going to keep going until I simply run out of time, which I think I just have. So if you remember anything from these remarks, try to remember these few nuggets of wisdom. Set goals, not limits. Dream big. Never underestimate your own ability. Just because you think doesn't mean you're healthy. It's your game, it's your move. Thanks for listening.
As an honorary Mustang, we'd like to present Mr. McGilvery with the 2019 Commencement Spirit Award. So thank you, sir. It is my pleasure to invite the top-ranked vocational technical student to the podium who will be attending the Simmons College in the fall, Miss Melissa Knapp.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. Well, we did it. We accomplished one of the major milestones of life, high school graduation. This is a major step in the journey of our lives, one that should be recognized for its immense significance. It is an act not only of personal commitment, but also one of pride. We all worked hard to get to this day, and it did not go to waste. A high school diploma is a wonderful tool. It opens many doors of opportunity for anyone who is lucky enough to have earned one. A little over 12 years ago, I was 6, and I remember my first day of school. I was excited when my new Dora the Explorer in my lunchbox. My parents were there with their phones snapping pictures and wishing me well, like most parents sitting here this afternoon. Now, here I am today, okay? So I didn't bring my Dora Explorer in my lunchbox. But my parents are here with their phones snapping pictures and wishing me well. In some ways, not much has changed in 12 years. This is how things are different. 12 years ago, I was excited, but I had no idea about the implications of the journey I was about to begin. The journeys have passed, but I can still remember the first day of our freshman year. Rushing down the hallway so we wouldn't be late, and trying not to get lost. Entering the vocational school was scary because I didn't know which career I wanted to choose. I only had dreams like all of us did. I just knew I wanted a hands-on education to learn from experiences rather than learning the traditional class setting. Going through all the program rotations gave us an idea of whether or not we could see ourselves in this career setting. Being a pediatrician someday has always been a dream of mine. Entering the health assistant program, I knew this career was for me. At the start of high school, all I thought was just getting good grades. Upon entering the health assisting program, I was able to gain experience by going on clinicals, earning my CNA license, and doing hands-on work with the geriatrics at the nursing home. Those experiences are ones I will carry with me through my career in the medical field. Through this education, I came to realize the following. Earning the A doesn't guarantee success or in the workplace. Success is the ability to react with serenity, calm, clarity in challenging situations. It is to have the ability to adapt yourself, to effectively work with others. Being a vocational student is a wonderful experience. In this small school, it is surprising that we don't get sick of each other. We spend our years growing closer to one another. The teachers and faculty become like a second family, always there to help us when we need assistance. The vocational class of 2019 is a group of capable individuals. In this crowd of graduates, you are sitting next to future nurses, cosmetologists, carpenters, electricians, graphic designers, and automotive technicians. We always try our hardest to get the work done. The mission of our school is to obtain the knowledge necessary for us to be successful in pursuing a career in the technical fields. We have the advantage of choosing to continue our education or start our careers. Many of you may believe that vocational students may not or get accepted into college, but I can tell you otherwise. My dream was and still is to become a pediatrician. And for that reason, I have applied to 8 colleges in Massachusetts, and I was accepted into all 8. I'm going to be attending Simmons University to pursue a bachelor's degree in biology, a pre-med major. To all my Vokies here present today, I want to say these 4 years have been like a roller coaster ride with ups and downs. But I wouldn't want to ride this roller coaster with anyone else. I know that every single one of us will succeed in life, whether we go to college or enter the workforce. From our freshman year, not knowing anyone, to our senior year, becoming one big Vogue family. I am sure we will never forget the endless amounts of Gomers heard in the halls, Mr. Brown being so hip with the joggers he used for examples in his papers, and Ms. McGinn is teaching us how to deep think through our journal entries. As Mr. K would say, let us take a look into the 4 years of high school and see how it has impacted us today. I want to thank my classmates and our teachers for making our experience at the Vogue fun and wonderful. Thinking back on the decision to come to the Vogue is something I don't think we would change for anything. We were truly able to arrive with dreams and leave with a bright future ahead. And before I finish, to all my Vokies present here today, can I get a year? I wish the class of 2019 luck and prosperity. Congratulations, seniors. Thank you.
Offering this salutatory address is a wonderful young man who will be attending Rondelet Polytechnical Institute next fall, Mr. Joseph Schmidt.
Alright, before I start, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for coming, and I hope you're having a great night. Thanks to all the parents and families for showing up to support us, and congratulations to all my classmates. Let's give them another round of applause. The word epiphany comes from Greek, meaning manifestation or revelation. In the Christian holidays, it comes after Christmas, celebrating when the wise men came to visit Jesus. This year at my church, the theme for Epiphany was light. Light can refer to a lot of different things, but here I'd like to think of it as a beacon. John Winthrop was the owner of the 10 Hills Plantation in present-day Medford and Somerville, builder of the Blessing of the Bay, the first ship built on the Mystic, and a former Massachusetts governor. However, he might be best remembered for famously quoting the purpose of his expedition to the New World. He said, "We shall be as a city built upon a hill. The eyes of all people are upon us." Winthrop felt called to live a meaningful life, as many of us do, but he also was called to be an example to others, to show how they too might live meaningful lives. Because of that, we've driven to school for 4 years on a street named for John Winthrop. Winthrop wanted to be a light to the world, a beacon of light. We are now also called to be light for the world. Let's face it, we live in dark times. A trade war with China threatens the global economy. Hunger continues to be an issue around the world. Climate change pressures our current way of life, and free speech is repressed in universities across our country. The world needs some light. We need people to step up and become beacons of light, so that the rest of us might live by their examples. And who better to do this than all these people sitting right in front of me? Among my classmates, I see incredible diversity, intelligence, and kindness. Among my classmates, I see politicians who repair international relations. I see scientists who increase agricultural outputs and help us adapt to climate change. I see activists who will stand up for their rights and speak their minds, regardless of the opposition. I don't see people who want to sit still and watch TV for their lives. I see people who want to change this world for the better and who are going to do just that. I see hundreds of bright lights, ready to do great things. It is up to us to be among the lights of this world. The revelation of Christ to humankind was just one manifestation of light. Moses shone when he led the Israelites out of Egypt. The philosophies of the Buddha were a light to the world, as were the teachings of Muhammad and the discoveries of Einstein. For millennia, people have taken up the mantle of being beacons of light and hope in our seemingly dark world. Woodrow Wilson once said, "There is no higher religion than this human service. To work for the common good is the greatest creed." If the class of 2019 continues living this principle, perhaps the world will be a better place. Good luck, congratulations, and God bless. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming a brilliant and special person who will be attending Yale University next fall. The class of 2019 class valedictorian, Mr. Diamond Doe.
Good evening, students, teachers, families, and friends. My name is Darwin Doe. For those of you who don't know me too well, you've probably seen me running around C2, struggling to hold all my binders. You might have also seen me at prom. But all that struggling has finally paid off, and we're all here today gathered in this one auditorium. If we take a glimpse back down the path that took us here, it seems crazy how much time has passed. I remember all the way back in middle school when we received our brand new school emails. Mine was ddo19 at medford.k12.ma.us. And I remember looking at the number 19 and thinking to myself, 2019? What? That day is never gonna come. My little juvenile brain couldn't even fathom the fact that one day it would be 2019. That one day, we would be sitting right here, transitioning from the brink of adolescence to that scary adult world of responsibility. But now that we are sitting on this precipice, we will inevitably be gazing towards that dark, mysterious, unknown world of adulthood. And we may be filled with trepidation. Filled with trepidation because we're leaving the safe little confines of our homes We're saying goodbye to Medford High and the stable connections we've made here. Many of us are saying goodbye to the city of Medford itself, the state of Massachusetts, or even the entire United States of America. And when we leave our nests, we fly away into the cloudy frontier. Our fear is manifested in this cloudy unknown. For the unknown stands in stark contrast with the comfort of the predictability that we're so used to. Although we were once all scared little freshmen, we found our groove and slid right in. We got used to the classes and the schedules. We learned the norms of high school. We learned what we needed to do. And of course, we learned to avoid the C2 bathrooms during lunch. The list goes on and on. And with this predictability gone, we're going to have to start over, from scratch. We're going to make mistakes, and yes, we're going to fail. Failure is interesting. If you look it up in the dictionary, you'll find lack of success. For synonyms, you'll get defeat, loss, decline. Failure even starts with the letter F, and according to our grading system, that's not a good letter. We're conditioned to associate failure with something negative, as something that we should try to avoid. But if we think about it, this isn't the attitude we should be adopting at all. In the roller coaster of life, there are inevitable valleys and peaks. To get to those high points, we can't just float our way to the top and cruise control from there on out. We have to take that unpleasant but necessary dive downwards first. And only then, with the momentum of that dive, do we emerge at the top. Failing isn't just an okay thing to do, it's natural. Part of the human experience is to build upon our past. We take what we learn, build on top of it, and then mess up even more. So why be afraid of failure? As Ed Helms, or Andy from The Office, once said, so long as your desire to explore is greater than your desire not to screw up, you're on the right track. Those are words that we should all try to live by. Our experience at Medford High hasn't been marked by a series of only good moments. Maybe it's a test you messed up on, a speech not prepared for, a basketball shot off target, or anything. It could even be getting crazy at Isaac Guzman's house on a certain Saturday night. The point is, we can all find a low point in our MHS journey. We've all messed up somewhere. But we learned from it. We eventually moved on, and now we're here. So we shouldn't be afraid of failure. We shouldn't worry about the unknown that lies ahead of us. We're all going to fly into the future and get knocked down anyways. So let's accept it, and not let it faze us. No matter how many punches the universe throws at us, we'll learn from it, and move on. Class of 2019, my fellow kings and queens, I know we have the potential to do great things. I know that we have a fiery passion within us to change the world for the better. I've seen your Instagram stories, I know. So we're gonna get out there and we're gonna do it. As the students of the High School of Performing Arts might say, bring on tomorrow, let it shine. And when that tomorrow comes, we're gonna fail. And we're gonna pick ourselves up and we're gonna fail again. But we're going to learn from those mistakes, and we're not going to sulk on how life keeps challenging us. We're going to move on, because we shouldn't waste our energy dwelling on failures that are inevitable and constructive. Life's too precious and short for that. Instead, just live on and remember that sometimes it really do be like that. Thank you, everyone.